Welcome to the 5-Minute Show with your host, Ben Barber.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the 5-Minute Show, episode 14. It's been too long. We did like 12 episodes in a couple days, and then we took a little bit. Life has been crazy, but my name is Ben Barber. I am your host for the 5-Minute Show, and let's get right into it. My guest today is a good friend, Shane Belanger. Shane, tell people who you are, what you do.
Hi, Ben. Thanks for having me on your new show. This is a great concept. My name is Shane Belanger. I am the owner of Nomad Web Solutions, and we are a web design development company, video marketing, and live streaming company.
Yeah, I love it. So Nomad is sort of a new name for you. You had sort of a big shift recently. You want to talk about that just a tiny bit?
Sure. Yeah, it'll be really quick because it is a 5-minute show. So when I did start
off, it doesn't have
to
be 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Fair enough. So you may know me from westerlylife.com. That was my the last business that I had, and it was my entry into the web space for the most part. I was a web developer years ago. After college, I was doing freelance web design, and of course, something else grabbed my attention at that point. But I came back to the website of things, and I saw a need in Westerly for a blog. So that's what we did. Built westerlylife.com. Built that up for about 4.5 years, and the end of last year, I knew I needed to transition into live streaming 100% or 95%, because that's where the most of my revenue was coming from at that time. Mm-hmm. So in order to do that, I had to look at everything that I had on my plate, and I had a really good offer. So I was able to sell the blog and invest that money into my new venture, which is Nomad Web Solutions.
I love it. And I'm very happy for you. And I was excited when you called me to let me know about that. What has been the craziest? So you and I end up talking a lot about live streaming with each other because we've done a lot of work together over the last year in this medium. And there are always, what's the one rule about live streams that you've learned over the past couple years?
The one rule: something will always go wrong.
Yes.
Always. You can count on it. And that's why I tell all of my clients, getting the video out to whatever platform you're streaming to, that's the easy part. Because when something goes wrong, we have to act immediately. And this is where, and you know this as well, especially because you're dealing with a lot of remote guests. So you have to troubleshoot live right there on the spot, miles away from your guest, sometimes thousands of miles away from your guest.
Yeah.
I have the benefit of being actually in the room, but still troubleshooting the problem, that's the biggest thing.
It's fun when I'm miles away, tens of miles away, and you're in the room with people, and then we're trying to, because the majority of, knock on wood, this style, there isn't as many issues as far as Murphy's Law goes, but Murphy's live streaming law, but but it really does, like, when you start adding in the elements of multiple HD cameras, wireless mics, the Wi-Fi in that location, plugging in that location, all of that stuff. There are so many failure points.
Exactly.
There's so many places that things can go wrong, and something inevitably, and then it could just literally be like the person looking at you, a couple priests forget to turn their mic on, and then everybody looks at you like, what did you do wrong? And we're like, look, we can't control everything for everybody, but but it's been a lot of fun, honestly. You know?
It is so much fun. It's
Yeah.
this technology of live streaming where honestly, before COVID hit, I knew live streaming was the future of communication. 3 years ago, when I did my very first live stream, I knew that was the future. I got bitten by the bug, and I'm like, this is what I want to do. COVID kind of propelled live streaming ahead 2, 3, maybe 5 years ahead of its timetable, in my opinion. And it sent us all scrambling for new technology. And what I really liked about how thing was propelled forward is people like yourself and myself, we teamed up and we figured out how to tackle this. And I tell you, we did a hell of a job. We're doing a hell of a job. Not to pat ourselves on the back, but this is very difficult to do. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And you can probably
Um,
attest to that as well.
Absolutely, and it's been very nice for me to have someone like you who's willing to go out and be in those situations firsthand. Whereas, I have not, just because everybody has different levels of risk and different levels of risks that they're willing to take, or measures that they're willing to go to get stuff done, and mine is a lot more conservative as far as what I'm going out and doing. So I would not have been able to do half the stuff that I've done this year if it wasn't for you being out in the field doing it, and handling that end of it so well. So thank you very much for all of that.
Oh, you're welcome, and thank you. Again, this is a team effort. Producing like what you're doing. When I'm in the field, being on-site producer or director, or when I'm off on my own, because we live stream the Wesley High School sports now.
Yeah.
Uh, Basically, taking everything that I've learned over the past year and applying that and learning new technology. That's another thing. Is it's constant learning, constant. What worked yesterday may not work today, and
Hmm.
it definitely won't work tomorrow. So it's constantly learning, trying new technology, new gear, new software, new setups, and getting outside of your comfort zone and learning new things. That's the only way that we're going to get better. So that's kind of what I challenge myself every single day. And
Absolutely.
we've dubbed a perfect stream when nothing goes wrong a unicorn stream because they just don't exist.
Talk about, you mentioned the high school sports for a second. That has been fascinating to me, because what you did, if you look at, like, go to westerly.live, everybody right now, stop watching this, go to westerly.live and look at some of the varsity basketball games, and, like, they are the quality of a college broadcast network broadcast stream. uh not even, you wouldn't even call it a stream, right? Like, when you watch, if you were to turn on the television and watch a college basketball game, especially like URI or something, these high school games with no fans are at the level of that right now. And that's all you. Tell people what you've been doing with the high school sports.
Sure. Well, we started streaming. This goes way back to the Westerly Life days, back when I knew streaming was going to be the future. Um, I had a gentleman working for me. His name was Chad Dexter. Did a great job. He went out there on his phone and a microphone, and it started with the Thanksgiving Day game. I want to say in 2017. I could be wrong, but that was our first official sports live stream, and we had 16,000 views by the end of the day. And I was like, this is it. So we kept propelling. We're doing the football seasons just on a phone because that's all I could afford at the time. I didn't have any idea about streaming software using professional cameras. Again, this is the barrier to entry in live streaming because it just keeps on going and going and going. With that being said, I was speaking with the athletic director at the high school, Jamie Vetolino, and they weren't going to be allowed to have fans at the games. And he wanted to, mainly for the parents and grandparents, to be able to see their grandchildren and children play the sports because the parents weren't allowed to be there. So after we had spoken about it, And I'm like, this is going to be my chance to really use the technology that's available to us. So that's what we did. Took that investment money from the sale of westerlylife.com, purchased professional gear, computers, and software. And I also brought in a consultant, Matt Andrew. You may know him from around town. Amazing videographer.
Absolutely.
His films, they're short films, is what they are. He and his wife, Hillary, they own. Oh, they just changed their name. Sorry, Frame and Focus Media. They're located in downtown. So I brought him in as a consultant because he also is an amazing camera operator. He is a camera operator for NBA games, college games. He knows his stuff. So
Yeah.
we brought him in. I have another camera operator named Lisa Ornberg. She works with us at Christchurch when we do those streams. And he gave us a crash course in live streaming sports. And I tell you, the bug bit me again because I knew this is where I wanted to be because I was getting into directing and producing, and I absolutely love it. And the quality that we can do, full 1080p HD. And then to top it off, we teamed up with WBLQ and Chris DiPaolo, and because they do the boys varsity and now they're doing the playoffs because the girls varsity are in the playoffs, the play-by-play. So we're able to bring in that audio into our full HD. And honestly, just go to westerly.live and you'll see the quality speaks for itself. It's absolutely amazing that we can compete now with that level of college and even professional.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go that far because they're using probably
Yes.
6-figure cameras.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah. But it
Go ahead.
looks like it, and it's 1080p, and it's really good. I mean, it blows your mind to think about the fact that it's a high school, like a local high school game, with no fans, and it's an incredible service that you're doing to for those families and the community. So that's really awesome.
Thank you.
Um,
I do want to say this real quick. I wouldn't be able to do this without the sponsors. This year for the basketball games, we had CC O'Brien's, Remy Cycle, and Wireless Zone as our sponsors. And it's a big thanks to the sponsors because they allow me to dream. They allow me to build this live streaming network that I'm allowed to do. So thank you to the sponsors. They've done a great job.
Speaking of Remy Cycle, there is an amazing video on your website of you doing a pedicab tour of Westerly.
Yep. Wow. That was back when I was on. Actually, I'm on a phone right now because
Yeah,
it's very easy.
but
But
it's an amazing video. I know it was in the first cycle of live stream stuff that you were
right.
doing, but I watched a little bit of it. So tell people where they can find you, where they can find Nomad Web Solutions, and all of that stuff.
Of course. So tonight we do have girls varsity. They advanced to the semifinals. So we have that streaming tonight, 6 p.m. on westerly.live. So make sure you catch that and support them. If they win tonight, they'll be going on to the finals. That's on Sunday. You can find all of our streams either on our Facebook page at westerly.live. I'm sorry, at Westerly Live, or go to our webpage at westerly.live. There you can get the full HD stream. You can find Nomad Web Solutions at nomadweb.solutions. All my contact info is right there. So if you need a stream, if you need a website developed, things like that, go ahead, reach out, and we'll help you and do the best that we can.
Awesome. Thanks, Shane. Always good to talk to you. I mean, I know that this is like the 6th time that we've talked today, and I'm sure it'll.
Yeah, I know.
Final question: how excited are you to be doing football again with all of your new stuff?
I can't wait. I'm a huge football fan. I just love the game, and especially at the high school level, it's like what college football was 10 years ago. They're playing for the love of the game, and that's what is fun to watch these high school sports. It's the love of the game, and you're removing money because now college is about money. Pros, we know it's about money, but that's a totally different level.
Right.
And the football, the excitement that's at these games, it's a lot of fun. So I can't wait to show everybody what we can do and what we have planned.
Favorite football team?
New England Patriots.
Favorite football player?
I have to say Tom Brady.
All right.
He's my age, or I'm his age. Put it that way. He's Tom Brady, and when he left the Patriots, and it's like, congrats, man, you got us 6 rings. And what he did the last year, come on, that's amazing, absolutely amazing. He just raised the bar. Raised the bar.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much, Shane. I will talk to you soon.
All right, Ben. Thank you.
Check out nomadweb.solutions, and thank you everybody for watching. This has been the 16-minute show. Bye.
Looking for more than 5 minutes? Click the contact links in the description of this episode.